Hello, this is a sideshow, and I'm Theodore Parker. And today is Tuesday, August the 30th, 2022. Heading into those last days of August. Still got the mask. Looking at your COVID-19 positivity rate where you are. And also any additional suggestions that health agencies might have for your area. Today, temperatures in the 70s or 70 and going up to 86. The air quality is good. And again, for you sunscreen users, the UV index is low. Today's sunset will be at 8:15 p.m., 2 minutes shorter than yesterday. Some of the top items in the news that I ran across today. And it's kind of like a variety of things today. Starting out, do not drink the water. Mississippi governor will declare emergency as Jackson's main water facility fails. So it seems like the water facility in Jackson, Mississippi failed, and the water pressure was so low that people were not able to flush toilets and have drinking water and various other things. So they're moving to supply water to those areas or to that city and to try to repair the situation. In the meantime, do not drink the water. South Dakota high school says black student must cut his hair for dress code. Now, this is a student that's been involved in Catholic school probably since he started. And now that he's in the upper grades, he is wearing locks. And the dress code is that it should be above the collar for young men. So there's a conversation going on, especially since the Crown Act was introduced last year. And on this particular article, actresses and other people, celebrities kind of waded in on how much control you can put on a person's hairstyle, especially in this culture, like myself. So Crown Act was introduced last year, but the dress code has not been updated for this particular school in South Dakota since 2018. So recognizing that we are in more modern times, then a conversation is underway. This next one is one that kind of surprised me because hadn't even crossed my mind, really, to be honest. House conservatives prep plans to impeach Biden. So I kind of dove into this article, and it seems like there have been 8 proposals on everything from Afghanistan withdrawal to the borders to even including COVID-19. So Marjorie Taylor Greene has kind of spearheaded this, but Nancy Pelosi, as Speaker of the House, has not allowed these things to move forward. So there's a little conservative group of people that, have this idea in mind that these are some areas that they could propose an impeachment for President Biden on. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is involved in that, which kind of goes back to them thinking that with this present round of elections and votes going on, that they will have the House majority once all the votes are in, which again goes back to Trump's administration and the 10 Republicans that were involved in voting to impeach him, speaking of Trump. And the last one that went to the polls was Representative Cheney. and she was unseated from her position as a representative. And she also was co-chairman for the January 6th committee. So politics being what it is, these ideas and proposals for impeachment for President Biden will no longer be in effect once this session of Congress is over, which I think is October. So there we have that one. Tennis fans outraged as man grabs 16-year-old US Open star's backside. So this is another one, that kind of lends to where you are in the world. Because I know as a person who resides in the United States, that it just, once your children reach a certain age, then you're not kissing them on the mouth anymore. So anyway, and speaking of the US Open, Star Williams had a good showing when she came out, looks like back in her form. But this particular discussion, man hugs the girl after she wins, 16 years old, pats her on the backside and kisses her on the mouth. Now that's her father that did this. Then the coach hugs her and pats her on the backside as well. So this kind of raised some eyebrows, especially the climate of so much that's going on with young girls in sports, et cetera, et cetera. So here's some of the explanation is that, if I'm understanding correctly, the girl and her family are from Czechoslovakia, which is definitely not the United States. And their customs are different. So they would not so much frown or take offense at display of this kind of affection. But most of us are familiar, especially with films and things of this nature, young boys going to school, especially when children start to school, how much they are willing to be affectionate toward their parents once they start establishing friendships in their peer group, especially little boys. You can reference Karate Kid with Jaden Smith and his mom, or any little kid that's going off to school and parents say, love you, and they're like, oh, in front of their friends. But this is just a part of the world we live in. You can pursue it or not pursue it, or you could just move to Czechoslovakia and have some children and join the custom. Not necessarily recommended, but that's kind of like the give and take on that one. So you can kind of decide with your own opinion what you think, and you just keep an eye on it, so to speak. Next one, Cat Williams explains why he believes Jaden Smith might have derailed Will Smith's career. This is all coming out of the Oscars incident with with Will Smith and the Oscar host. So, which by the way, he declined next year's hosting opportunity. But I think Jaden said something like, that's how we do after the incident at the Oscars with Will Smith. But there was a video interview of Jaden with another female host where she asked him some questions and he gave some answers. And I think it would probably be that with Jaden not having really been on the screen, Karate Kid, and then there was another one, After Earth, where him and Will Smith starred in it together. But his first one was In the Pursuit of Happiness, which at the time that I saw it, years ago, it was pretty impressive. And plus it was supposed to be a true story, which Will Smith in his acting career has kind of pursued a lot of film work that's based on true events or true situations. So Pursuit of Happiness, seeing Jaden come through on that one was kind of impressive to me. So then the last one was After Earth, which was another one because Jaden has kind of switched his interest to music. So if you've seen any of his videos and listened to any of his music as well as Willow, then you know they're kind of like on two different genres. I know that's like, fine picking, but I would think that Jaden is more like pop and Willow is more like rock, kind of like following her mother's footsteps. So you have a family of people that are in the business, but Jaden himself answered a couple questions. And he was saying as far as acting is concerned, you have to like understand that there are 300 people, and then he kind of brought the number up to 1,000,000 people that are interested in the same thing. It's just how dedicated are you to pursuing that, knowing that you're going to have to make that your life goal and keep at it and not give up. So now it seems that he's got a skateboard interest going on. So he's kind of pursuing that. There was some commercials about him having established a company that was promoting clean water or drinking water and so forth and so on. Might have a little clothing line going as well. But the one that got me was the woman asked him what was his most embarrassing moment. So he went on to say that since he's mostly around family and friends, that doesn't happen too often. He's got a couple of friends that they just hang around each other 24/7, sleep over, this type of thing, because they have this interest that they're pursuing. So he said, well, now that I think about it, was at a press conference or something, and Will wanted to kiss him on the mouth. He said he almost flipped the couch over on that one. And another one, he wanted to like join and make the heart thing like that. And he said that was another instance where he thought that it was a little bit overboard, coming from his father like that. So there you have it. Several opinions for today, several news items for today, and you probably have interests of your own that you can look at and find more information about. Again, coming into the fall of the year, we still have some summer days left. Diet and food. Don't forget that 8-minute Tai Chi, some kind of exercise. Mind and body sharp and improving. And to quote one movie, not perfection, progress. This is The Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. #.